Good morning. I am Teacher Shivi and I am your math teacher for this topic. Okay, what we are about to discuss is the deepening part of this lesson wherein we are going to use the knowledge that we have gained for the previous sessions. So let us have first a recall of patterns and sequence. So what is a pattern again? So at the end of this discussion, I am looking forward to deepen your understanding on the definition of a sequence. And of course, at the end of this discussion, we should be able to generate patterns on number sequence by solving word problems. So let's try to recall first what is a sequence. And a sequence is a set of numbers that are arranged in a specific order. So if we're trying to look, for example, if your teacher would like to arrange you in a flag ceremony wherein the boys and girls are in an alternating position, there is a pattern. Okay? Or else, if he or she wants to arrange you, halimbawa, sa harap, lalaki, susunod dalawang babae. So, anong susunod ulit? Lalaki ulit. So, that is an example of a pattern. Sa mathematics naman, we say sequence. Okay? A sequence is a set of numbers. So, ibig sabihin, meron siyang sinusundang pattern. Okay? Na merong specific order. So, for example, we have, if you would like to skip counting by 2, we are adding 2 to the following number. So, for example, 2, yung first term natin, the next term would be 4. The next term would be 6. Why? Because we are increasing the pattern with positive 2. Again, take note, if the pattern is increasing, the number that is being added is positive. But if the pattern or the number sequence is decreasing, the number that being added is negative. So, in a number sequence, we have terms. And terms are denoted as A sub n for any term. For the first term, we have, of course, A sub 1. The second term will be A sub 2. And the third term will be A sub 3. At the end of this number sequence, we have A sub n. So, A sub n represent the last term of the number sequence. Or, it is often called as the general term. Pag general term naman, binibigay yung pinaka-formula ng sequence na meron tayo. Okay? So, a sequence may be classified according to the number of their terms. So, if for example, you were given a sequence with 10 terms. So we can say that that sequence is a finite sequence. Why? Because it contains a limited number of terms. For example, a set of numbers from 1 to 5. Or a sequence that has 6 terms. So finite yung sequence niya. Ibig sabihin, eksakto lang. Wala nang susunod. On the other hand, a sequence that goes on without end is called an infinite sequence. And an infinite sequence has an ellipsis at the end. Okay? Ang ellipsis, it indicates a continuous sequence. Kaya nga siya sinabing infinite kasi hindi natatapos yung kanyang sequence. Meron at merong susunod. So, for you to remember these terms, matandaan nyo lang, pag sinabing finite, wala siyang ellipsis. Pag sinabing infinite, meron siyang ellipsis. So, let's try to solve this problem. Okay, finding the terms of a sequence. So, how do we find now the terms of a sequence? Now, for example, we are to find the first 5 terms of the number sequence whose general term is given right here. Sabi ko kanina, A sub n can represent the last number of the term. Now, if we're looking for the first 5 terms, so our a sa n here will be 5, or the last term will be 5. But since we are looking for the first 5 terms, we have to generate the first term hanggang 5 terms. That's why, to illustrate the problem, we have to use a table. So, makikita nyo dito, yung table natin is hanggang 5. Why? Because we are looking for the first 5 terms of this general rule or of this general term or formula for this particular sequence. So, ang hinahanap natin kapag daw sinolve natin tong equation na to, ano yung magiging first term or 5 term natin. Okay, let's try to solve this equation. So for step 1, we have to illustrate it using a table. And then let's proceed to step 2. Now in step 2, you have to substitute all the values of n to the given equation for the general term. So as you can see, the values of n here are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why? Because we are looking for the first 5 term of this general sequence. So for the solution, you just have to substitute the values of n. So for the first term, of course, let's substitute the value of n, which is 1. And it gives us 3 as the first term. So again, be careful in simplifying equations. Pag this one, positive is greater than negative, so it is positive. So, simplifying this equation, it will give us 8 for the second term. For the third term, simplify natin ulit. Just substitute the value of n, which is 3, for the third term, to our equation. And it will give us 13. Okay? Another tip pala in studying online, if you're watching this video right now, you can pause it and you have to take notes of the lectures. Parang nagle-lecture lang si teacher sa loob ng classroom. So you can follow the discussion. Next, we have the fourth term. So palitan lang natin si n ng 4. So you have 3 times 4, you have 12. 4 minus 1, that's 3. So that's 2 times 3, that's 6. Combining these two numbers, we now have 18. And of course, the fifth term. So as you can see, we're just substituting the value of n to the given equation. And for our tables, dahil nakompleto at na-solve na natin yung ating first 5 terms, meron na tayo ngayon noong 5 numbers or yung sequence ng equation 3n plus 2 quantity n minus 1. So for the first term, we have 3. The second term is 8. The third term is 13. The fourth term is 18. And the fifth term is 23. Nasagot ba natin yung tanong kanina? Yes, because we were able to find the first 5 terms of this general equation. Okay, next problem. Let's try to solve this one. Okay, ang sabi dyan, find the first 5 terms of the number sequence whose general term is 3n squared plus 2 quantity n minus 1 raised to 2. Following the same step-by-step process, let's illustrate this problem first using a table. Okay, so for our table, since ang hinahanap niya is 5 terms ulit, so ang values lang ng n natin is 1 to 5. Therefore, hinahanap niyang sequence is a finite sequence. So since we were able to have our table, let's try to solve it. So same process, substituting the values of n to our equations. For the first term, we have 3. For the second term, be careful in simplifying exponential equations. So when we say exponents or raising the number to a certain number, you have to multiply it itself. So for example, we have this one. 2 times 2, that's equal to 4, right? Kaya meron tayong 3 times 4 dito. And then, of course, 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 raised to its 2 is 1. So combining this, we have 14. That's for the second term. Next, for the third term, let me just use some... Okay, let's try to have this one. For the third term, we have to raise 3 to 2. So that's 3 times 3. That's equal to 9. And then 3 minus 1, we have 4. We have 2. Actually, this is 2. Okay, 2 raised to 2, we have 4. And 3 times 9, you have 27. 2 times 4, you have 8. And we have now the third term. Next, we have the next term. For the next term, we have 4 for the fourth term. So, ganun lang. Substitute lang natin ulit yung n, and then it will give us the fourth term as well as the fifth term. Ganun pa rin. So, again, you can pause this video for a while and then copy the lecture. So, since we were able to generate now the first 5 terms of this general term, it will give us now the completion of the table, which is for the first term we have 3, second term we have 14, third term we have 35, and fourth we have 66, and the fifth term of course is 107. Nasagot ba natin yung tanong kanina or your problem na kailangan nating mag-generate ng first 5 terms? Yes, we were able to answer that here because we were just substituting now the values of n. Next, of course, to make sense of this generating pattern thing, we have to apply our knowledge and understanding in solving word problems. So let's have a word problem. Okay, a word problem here is, yan, basahin natin. Suppose the price of fuel rises to 100.1% if its previous every quarter. If the cost of the fuel this quarter is 46.78 pesos, what will be its approximate cost after year? Again, we're talking about quarter. Okay, pag sinabi natin quarter, it means 4. Okay, kaya nga, yung quarter. Now, according to this problem, clear ko lang muna. Okay, according to the problem, the price of the fuel increases at 100.1% ng 46.78 pesos. So, kung titingnan natin mabuti, given na yung ating first term, which is 46.78 pesos. Now, we have to get the 100.1% of that price. And converting this 100.1%, we need to convert the percent sign into decimal. So we have 1.001. So to get the quarterly increase for the current cost of the fuel, get the 100.1% of 46.78 pesos. Hence, we have 46.83 pesos. This is the price for the next quarter or for the second quarter since given na yung ating first quarter. So, if we're going to illustrate it using a table, ganito siya. So, for the first quarter, kasi given na nga yung amount, we have 46.78. And then, for the next quarter, since it increased by 100.1%, so, meron na tayong 46.83. So, by second quarter ng taon, mag-i-increase yung presyo ng fuel ng 46.83 pesos. Ngayon, gusto nating hanapin, ano ba yung amount or magkano yung amount na ini-increase from first quarter. So, to get that, of course, we need to subtract the first quarter to the second quarter. So, the difference between the first quarter or between the cost on the first quarter to the second quarter now is 0.5. Therefore, in every quarter, nag-a-add tayo ng 0.5. So, the sequence of this pattern or trend nung pag-increase ng cost ng fuel is positive 0.5 kasi nag-i-increase siya. So, expected, pagdating natin ng third quarter, yung 46.83 ay madadagdagan ulit ng 0.05 pesos. Okay? So, by third quarter, meron na tayong 46.88 pesos for the cost of fuel ng third quarter. And of course, for the fourth quarter, we now have 47.83. Okay? So, did we answer the question now? Yes. Kasi ang tanong niya, what will be its approximate cost after a year? So, approximately, the cost of the fuel after the year or after a year is 47.38. Why? Kasi nag-i-increase nga siya ng 0.05. So, pagdating natin sa last quarter ng taon na ito, yung presyo na ng fuel na binibenta from 46.78 pesos of the first quarter, magiging 47.38 pesos na siya. So, in this one, we can see the importance of generating patterns. Again, we were able to look for the pattern or trend of the cost to find the fourth or the price for the fourth quarter of the cost of the fuel. So next, let's have another problem. Yan. Okay, Glenda wants to memorize the names of her new classmates. Classmate niyo ba sa Glenda? There are 37 students in Glenda's class, including her. In the first minute, okay, balikan natin to. There are 37 students in Glenda's class, including her. Therefore, she needs to memorize 36 names na lang. Bakit? Siyempre, alam naman na yung pangalan niya. In the first minute, she was able to remember 4 of her classmates. So, our first term is 4. Bakit? So, dun sa first minute kasi, nakapag-memorize na siya ng 4 na pangalan ng kanyang classmates. If she can recall 4 additional names for every minute that passes, how long will it take her to memorize all of her classmates' names? So that is the question. Ilang minutes bago niya ma-memorize lahat ng pangalan ng 36 niyang classmates? So let's try to illustrate it using table. So again, 36 lang kasi alam na niya yung pangalan niya. On the first minute, she was able to memorize 4 names. Let me just correct that. That's 4. Okay, this is 4 names. So let's assign that N be the names or be the number of the minutes that she were able to memorize all of her classmates' names. Let me just edit this one. So this is 4. On the first one, or the first minute, yan, na nag-memorize siya ng pangalan, nakapag-memorize siya ng 4. So, ilang minutes kaya bago niya ma-memorize lahat ng pangalan ng classmates niya? So, let's try to go over. Okay, as you can see, here, we are adding now 4 for each minute. So, kung dun sa first minute na nag-memorize siya, meron tayong 4 names na na-memorize ni Glenda. On the second minute, dagdagan ulit ng 4. Kasi yun yung sabi niya, every minute. So, we're just adding 4 on the number sequence. So, it follows a pattern now. Bago natin ma-reach yung 36, it will take Glenda now 9 minutes to memorize all the names of her classmates. So, since hindi na siya kasali doon, so we're just having 13 minutes. 36 classes or 36 classmates, I should say. So, are we able to answer the question? Yes, because we're looking for the minutes of how much or how many minutes can she memorize the names of her classmates. So, according to the pattern or according to the solution that we have here, Glenda can memorize all the names of her classmates in just 9 minutes. Okay, so as you can see, ganun lang siya kadali. And it's very useful in our daily lives. If you were my students in my business mathematics class last 2018, ito yung application, isa pang application ng number pattern. You can really use this in business mathematics because most of the times patterns are being used to analyze the trends of data even in statistics. So ganito siya ka-useful sa ating lahat. So I hope that you were able to learn and deepen your understanding about generating patterns with this lecture. So the next time that we're going to solve, if you find it difficult to understand or you would wish to have more examples on this generating patterns, you can just contact me or message me right away so I can give an additional examples for you guys. So that's it. I hope we have learned something today. And one more tip in studying online, be attentive of your time and be open to your teacher. So wag niyo sasarilinin kung hindi natin naiintindihan. You approach your teacher right away. You can message us so we can send you more details and more practices to deepen your understanding. So that's all for today, and I wish you good health, and I hope that your family are in good condition in this time of the pandemic. So this has been Teacher Shivi. Good day.